Good morning. Let's stand and sing our first song, which is
I am free, I am unlimited. 1, 2, 3. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited right now. We are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited right now. We are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I'm free, I am unlimited right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited right now. We are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited right now. We are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited right now. Woo! We are so free that we are singing the Jingle Bells of Spiritual Practice with lyrics by our very own Reverend Elizabeth. It's Christmas! 1, 2, 3, go. Meditate, pray a while, study your time. Oh, what fun it is to bind with unity I thrive. Hey, meditate, pray a while, study, serve and tithe. Thank you, God, for awakening ways my spirit's now alive. Every morning I awake, so happy to be alive. There's everywhere I am, and spirit's so alive. Woo! Sunshine makes me smile. Everyone's my friend. I help someone less fortunate by giving him a 10. Oh, meditate, pray a while, study, serve and tithe. Oh, what fun it is to be with community I thrive. Hey, meditate, pray a while, study, serve and tithe. Thank you, God, for awakening ways my spirit's now alive. Thank you, God, for awakening ways my spirit's now alive. 1, 2, 3, 4, meditate, pray a while, study, serve and tithe. Oh, what fun it is to be with community I thrive. Hey, meditate, pray a while, study, serve and tithe. Thank you, God, for awakening ways my spirit's now alive. Every morning I awake, so happy to be alive. God is everywhere I am, and spirit's so alive. Yes, I am. Sunshine makes me sweet. Everyone's my friend. I help someone less fortunate by giving him a 10. Oh, meditate, pray a while, study, serve and tithe. Oh, what fun it is to be with community I thrive. Hey, meditate, pray a while, study, serve and tithe. Thank you, God, for awakening ways my spirit's now alive. Thank you, God, for awakening ways my spirit's now alive.
Woo! Yeah. All right, friends, while you're on your feet, please turn and offer the namaste greeting to those around you. Good morning, Zoomers. Namaste. Namaste, Travis. Namaste, Brian. Namaste, musicians. Namaste, beloveds. All right, if you'll now please take a moment to silence your cell phones. That would be fabulous. And welcome. My name is Reverend Elizabeth Rowley Hogue. If you're just tuning in for the first time, or if you're here for the first time, welcome. I'm the spiritual director and senior minister here, and it is my honor to say welcome to the Awakening Ways spiritual community, where all that we ask is that you remain open to the possibility of awakening to the loving heart, the inspired mind, and sacred soul present in every life. We are an independent New Thought community, and we follow the teachings of Ernest Holmes. This service has been designed especially for you. Welcome home. We've been waiting for you. We have an affirmation for today, and I invite you to please repeat after me. Every day in every way,
Every day, every way,
I am becoming my true self.
I am becoming my true self.
I surrender to the power and presence of God within me. I surrender to the power and presence of God within me. And so it is. All right. And now our beloved practitioner for today will come up and offer the Ernest Holmes reading and the invocation. Thank you, Kristen.
Okay, I've got my reading. Good morning, beloveds. Oh, we have within us a power that is greater than anything that we shall ever contact in the outer. A power that can overcome every obstacle in our life and set us safe, satisfied, and at peace, healed and prosperous in a new light and in a new life. So if you're comfortable, close your eyes, breathe on this misty, moisty morning where we know that we are one with this incredible power of the divine spirit, God, whatever you are comfortable with calling this amazing oneness. It's a part of us, and we are a part of it. And we are so blessed to be here this morning together and apart, together and together, knowing that this is exactly where we're supposed to be. This is exactly the opportunity to breathe together, to listen together, to be reminded together of who we truly are. So we open our minds and our hearts with such gratitude, with such deep thanksgiving, knowing that we are becoming, as individuals and as a community, a power this world has been waiting for. And together we say, and so it is.
If you want to sing out, sing out. And if you want to be free, be free. 'Cause there's a million things to be. You know that there are. And if you want to live high. But if you want to live low, live low. 'Cause there's a million ways to go. You know that there are. You can do what you want. The opportunity's on. You can find a new way can do it today. You can make it all true. You can make it undo, you see. Oh, it's easy. Oh, all you need to know. Well, if you wanna say yes, say yes. And if you wanna say no, say no. 'Cause there's a million ways to go. You know that there are. And if you wanna be me, be me. And if you wanna be you, be you. 'Cause there's a million things to do. You know that there are. You can do what you want. The opportunity's on. You can find a new way. You can do it today. You can make it all true. You can make it all do, you see. Ah, it's easy. Ah, all you need to know. Well, if you wanna sing out, sing out, sing out. And if you wanna be free, be free, be free. 'Cause there's a million ways to be. You know that there are, you know that there are, you know that there are. You know that there are. You know that there are. You know there are.
Woo! Wow. Wow, and how about our awesome vocals with the ladies up here too? Wow, we love you, thank you. Oh my goodness, good morning everyone. Oh, there's more people here now. Hello, let me just look at you. Let me look at you. Hi, welcome. Oh, it's good to be here with you. Hey. Hello, Zoomers. Hello, Brian and Travis in the back. Thank you. Thank you. All right, well, wow, it's December already, and today is December 5th. It's a special day today in my family, and with it being my dad's birthday. Dad's no longer physically with us, but he is closer than my breathing and nearer than my hands and feet, just like the God of my understanding. Oh, so I feel him here right now. And as it is December now, we are starting a new seed of awakening, and that is becoming. And today we're going to look at becoming and surrender, which is interesting, right? It seems a little bit on two different sides of the scale there, which it is, but both are very important. So for becoming, you know, the journey of 2021 is coming to an end. It is hard to believe that. So much has happened this year, so much in my life, in the life of Awakening Ways, and I would imagine in your own individual lives as well, yes? So it comes to an end, but we know that it's simply the beginning of another cycle and another year. And so at each solstice, there's a stillness, right? There's like a stillness that occurs. It seems like it's a pause, a few days of pause between the dwindling light and the lengthening days to follow, or vice versa. And this is a good time to sit and really be with ourselves right where we are, listening to that still small voice as it speaks, giving us over to the mystery that is the presence of the divine within us. And so, beginning with the word become, you know, become, as you know, is a verb, and it means to come into existence, to come to be. The word become is also synonymous with grow, go, and turn. And so when you think of the word becoming, I think of things coming to be, things of coming into existence, right? Every Sunday when I come here and the music is so awesome, it's like they are constantly becoming. That whole experience, you know? There's something new and magnificent each week, right? Have you noticed? And the same is true for all of us, right? We are constantly becoming. Now, in our own individual lives, that becoming is gradual at times, and sometimes we're thrust into, we got to become something, like right now, right? Especially if you're a new parent, yes? Either for fur babies, the pets, or actual human babies. You are suddenly, you've been preparing and planning, and then the baby is born, or you bring the pet home, and then something new happens, and it's like chaos. And you've got to learn all these things in the moment, right? And so we reach in and we reach out to our friends and family for assistance and learning and growth. And the same is true here with us. And so the same is also true here with me. So this is my 4th month now as the spiritual director here. 4 months, I know. Well, I'm in the 4th month. And this is the beginning, another beginning. And so that is also happening with me. Like I continue to learn and become, like I'm becoming. And I remember my mentor, one of my mentors, Dr. David Bruner, said once that a minister, like we train, we go to school, a lot of school, and have a lot of experiences, but the actual experience of being a minister doesn't happen until you're in front of a congregation or leading a congregation or in, part of the congregation. The congregation and membership, in other words, are what make the minister. So if not for you all, I wouldn't be here, and I'm so grateful. I mean, this is so cool, right? It's like, wow. But there is a process of becoming, right? And so I continue to become, and I become pretty much each day as I learn from you and get to know you all in a better way, a deeper way, and it's beautiful. And so we witness becoming in nature 4 times every year, at least 4 times. And if you can recall the change of the seasons from winter to spring, and then we've got spring to summer, summer to fall, and fall to winter. It's a reminder, a great reminder that yes, there is a divine pattern. There is an order to everything, right? And as the changing of the seasons occur, we adapt to each change. We adapt so well, right? Because we know. Like as summer gradually becomes fall, we pull out those socks and boots and sweaters and pumpkin spice everything, if that's your thing. And as fall gradually becomes winter, then out come the beanies and the jackets and even warmer socks and the space heaters and scarves and all of that good stuff, and eggnog everything. And then in spring, we put away the beanies, we're starting to it's too warm for the beanies and too warm for the gloves, and we start to put things away, and then we pull other things out, right? So there's a change that occurs, and so it's so beautiful to consider these changes in nature and to see and reflect upon how those also occur in our own consciousness and in our own lives. Are you with me? All right. So again, that process of the changing of the seasons is also gradual. The changes begin before the solstice or the equinox, and they continue after them as well. And so that occurs with with fall going to winter. We've had some super cold days, right? And it's like, oh, these are winter days. What's happening? We're in fall. And the same is true in summer. And then we have these super amazing warm days that are I love those. I don't know about you, but I do love those. And so it's gradual is the point. There's a gradual transformation. And so all of nature is consistently becoming more of itself, just like us. And I love the book of the month for this month is by Richard Rohr, and it's called The Wisdom Pattern. And these will be available after the service if you would like to purchase one over at the side table there. But Richard Rohr talks about the wisdom pattern, order, disorder, and reorder. And it's powerful. And one of the introduction paragraphs is, we are indeed saved by knowing and surrendering to this universal pattern of reality. Knowing the full pattern allows us to let go of our first order, trust the disorder, and sometimes, even hardest of all, to trust the new reorder. 3 big leaps of faith for all of us, and each of a different character. So beautiful and so timely, because here at Awakening Ways, this community had 2 beautiful, amazing ministers who you all loved so much, Frank and Terry, as if you don't know their names. What the heck? And so they were here, and everything was in order. There was an order, right? Things were happening a certain way. They did things a certain way, and then they retired. And so then what, right? Then there's a little bit of disorder, chaos. What's happening? What do we do? There's a starting to figure it out, and a reordering occurred. And that was the process of seeking out a minister and the candidation process and all of that, right? And then the new minister comes in, and then again, back to disorder, right? What is she doing? What is she saying? What is she wearing? Why is her hair like that? I mean, all the little things, because you were just in this particular order and you knew what to expect. And then all of a sudden it's different. And so there's a little bit of that disorder. And so we're reordering though now. We're in this process of reordering. We're learning from each other, and we're learning the coexistence and the value and all the things that are beautiful. I personally am learning all the things that are beautiful about this community. So much love, for one, right? There's so much love in here. Do you feel that love? That's why you keep coming back, right? There's just love. As soon as you pull into your parking space out in the parking lot, boom, get ready to give and receive love. Yeah. It's good stuff. So comparing that to the seasons, right? There's order to a season that we have adapted to, which doesn't necessarily apply to the other. In summer, we have our shorts and cooler clothes that we wear. Fall approaches, and has anybody ever found themselves out and about without a coat? And it's like, oh, it's cold. This is odd. It's not cold usually at this time. And so you learn from that. Yes? You learn, and next time when you leave the house, you throw a coat in the car and make sure you have it there, or a blanket, or whatever it is, right? And so the patterns, right? The patterns. These patterns continue, and there are many, many patterns of this occurring throughout our lives. Just like the seasons transform Mother Earth, we transform with the seasons of our lives, don't we? So what constitutes a season of life for us? Well, I would say that pretty much every transition that you experience, whether it's tiny or significant, the transitions cause us to adjust. And so we make these adjustments and we fine tune, we reorder, right? and we experience that. So it's a beautiful thing. Now, in the visioning process, in the visioning process, which is really the discovery of our divine destiny, there are 5 questions that are asked. The first question is, what is Spirit's highest idea of itself as my life? And the second is, what must I become in order to manifest this vision? The third question, what qualities must I cultivate? And fourth is, what qualities must I release? And then lastly, what talents, gifts, skills, and qualities do I already possess that will serve this vision? And as we know, we ask a question and Spirit responds. Yeah, Spirit responds and guides us here and there to get closer to it. And we are called to act, listen, and then act upon that inner guidance that we receive. And so question 2 of the visioning process, what must I become in order to manifest this vision? So that really is saying there are qualities that are going to need to be cultivated. Just like for the changing of the seasons, you're going to need to have some different clothes. Okay? That's just the way it is. Or you're going to be totally uncomfortable. And so what are the qualities? And when we talk about qualities, it's like, what are the divine qualities, you know? What are the things that I need to embrace and become? And what is it that I need to release? Like one great thing to release is second guessing yourself, you know? That totally needs to just be released. What? No. Patrick is heckling me up here. He gave me the second guess. It was cute. So what do we need to release, right? For a lot of people, it's fear, doubt, it's worry, it's second guessing, it is feeling like I'm not good enough. You know, at some point, we've got to really just let go of those things and know that they don't serve us where we're going. They don't serve me where I'm going, right? Who I am becoming. It's not in service to this great vision that Spirit has for me in my life. So that's pretty much an overview of December, becoming. What am I being called to become? What am I becoming? What must I become, right? Now, I can bet that, I'm pretty sure, that everyone in this room is becoming in some area of your life right now. You're becoming just by nature of being alive, but there are specific areas in your life where you're becoming. Can you think of anything? Yeah. And so in that process of becoming, there's the order, disorder, and reorder. And so, and it's fluid, you know. It's not like disorder, or order, disorder, reorder. It kind of goes order, disorder, reorder, order, you know. It jumps around, right? And so what we're called to do in this part of jumping around is to turn within and know that in this place that I am standing, Spirit is. It was almost planned, but Spirit is right here and right now. Right. Disorder. Order in the court. It's all right. It's okay. Is it God calling? Maybe I'm supposed to be, can I talk to him? Yeah. Him, her, it, the thing itself. She. Okay. That's the overview of December. And today's topic is surrender, right? And so looking at surrender, not being something that is passive, but actually active. Surrender is an active thing, it's something that we choose, and awakening, as you know, requires a lot of action, because there is a lot that we start to uncover in our thinking and in our consciousness, right? And so any point of awakening, and as we deepen our awakening, we are called to take action, and that action is surrendering. And so that's surrendering to the power and presence of God within me. So I surrender to the power and presence of Spirit within me, right? So it's not passive, but it is a choice to move from the need to be in control of everything into the order of the divine, in the divine flow. It is us yielding to the divine. We yield to the divine. Now, as we surrender to the power and presence of God within us, we experience freedom. And I believe that freedom is our birthright. And so as we tune in and surrender, we are surrendering not into chaos, but to order with a capital O. We are surrendering into that order. And now the beautiful thing about surrendering to the power and presence of Spirit within me is that ego is in the passenger seat. Spirit can drive, Spirit can take the reins, however you want to call it, right? Spirit is now the guiding point in our lives. And as we allow that, the normal tricks and ploys of the ego no longer have that power over us. And then we get to see the real beauty of the divine expressing in our lives, because we're not distracted by the little egoic games and things that it wants to play, right? So that's a beautiful thing. So action, right? So surrendering even further, we let go of all sense of separation and enter into a state of conscious union. Now we're in conscious union with the divine. And this is, Michael Beckwith calls this Kingdom 4 consciousness, or the fourth stage of spiritual development. And that is as me. So I'm experiencing Spirit is expressing itself as me, right? And just a run through of those four kingdoms, there is to me, by me, through me, and as me. And the first kingdom is, why is this happening to me? This always happens to me. Yes? Does anybody ever experience that? Why me? Poor me. And in this stage, we move through the world believing that there's some sort of external force or power that is controlling our lives. And so we're unable to see at this point that we actually have power, that there is a power for good in the universe that is greater than we are, and we have access to it because it's within us, and we can use this power to move into the second kingdom. And so eventually those feelings end up passing, as everything does, and you're able to find happiness again. And for most people, and I'm sure for all of us, we experience these moments of being in the victim stage, and then we move through it quickly, because the more awakened we become, the more we recognize that there is a way to move through this. And it's not to say that things don't happen that we don't like and that we do feel victimized, but now we're able to move through it because we can see and we remember who we are. So the second kingdom then is all about manifestation. By me. Look what I can do. I can manifest. I watch The Secret. I've got my gratitude stones. I've got my flying wish paper that I'm going to send out to the universe, and I'm going to name it and claim it, and so it is. I'm a mighty money magnet, right? All of that stuff. All of that is stage 2. And so in that second kingdom, we're manifesting. We've recognized that, I don't have to be in the victim stage of consciousness. I'm going to change my perspective to change my life. I'm going to use affirmations and prayer, spiritual mind treatment, and all of that, And so we use that. We get good parking spaces. There's a saying, palaces princes or princesses, and parking spaces. We get homes and jobs and all of that good stuff, yeah? And we've realized, okay, I can do this. But then at some point, that becomes tiring, because what you're really hungering for is a closer connection with the divine that is within you. What we really want to experience is that deep, deep love, right? That union, that beautiful union. And so we've consciously co-created our reality and have embodied that power. There's got to be something more, though. There's got to be. And that's when we move into that third kingdom of consciousness, which is through me. We become a vessel. Now we're a channel for spirit to express. And you see this happening a lot. I mean, everywhere, right? In writers, in musicians, and singers, and speakers, and prayer practitioners, and ministerial students, and just anything where you actually have to get your bloated nothingness out of the way to let spirit be a channel through you. You experience that, and then you become more aware of it and allow that to happen. The divine is nudging us at this point. That's when it's like, go do this, let yourself do X, Y, or Z, right? And that part of you is saying, but I don't want to do X, Y, or Z. I don't have time. It's too cold, or whatever, right? Whatever that excuse may be. And so, but spirit keeps nudging you and keeps nudging you. And then finally, you surrender to the power and presence of the divine within you and let it lead you and guide you. And now you're in the third kingdom. And so as an instrument, you're recognizing that you are this vehicle through which spirit is doing something, and then the ego's over here in the passenger seat, like one of those little motorcycles. It's in the sidecar over there, and spirit's driving. And then you evolve into this fourth kingdom of consciousness, where there's the idea of separation loses its power, right? And so you recognize that while ego is sitting in the sidecar, the ego is actually also you. And so the two become one. And then you recognize that you are my reflection, and the world I see is the world in me. And so the problems begin to dissipate and dissolve because you realize that there's just love. And as we can be present to this love, then more love. And so we really get into that space of knowing that we are at one with spirit, because that's really what it becomes about. We are one, not just one with spirit. There's just one thing happening here and now, And that takes work too, right? Because somebody does something that you don't like. And then what? And you think something's happening over there, But we really look at what's happening within me that causes that experience, We are so powerful. We are so powerful. Individually, collectively, we have this amazing, amazing power within us to direct our lives. It's like having a flashlight, and when you have a flashlight and you're in the dark, you don't shine the flashlight over there, then you trip over things, right? You're shining the flashlight right in front of you, and so you're able to see the path clearly and continue to walk through and down that path with great glory and love. Are you guys with me? Okay. So anyway, yeah. Spirit expressing as me. And so you realize that you are it. You are the presence of God. Spirit is expressing as you. You are at one with spirit. Now, you are not all that God is, but all that you are is God. So the fourth kingdom is really that of unity. Unity. We are each experiencing spirit as us. So, in the Hanukkah story, after the Maccabees' victory over the Greeks, there was only enough oil to burn for one day to light the lamp in the temple as the Jewish people rebuilt it. Now they lit the lamp and began their work anyway, and miraculously the lamp burned for 8 days, right? 8 days. Rather than them trying to stretch out the oil or otherwise impose their will, they let go into the reality of the situation and found that they had all that they needed. They surrendered to the order. They surrendered to that order. They knew what had to be done, and they heard the call to action of the divine and yielded to the divine within them to get to work, right? So when we surrender to the presence and power of divine love within, anything is possible. Anything. When we listen for and surrender to inner guidance, we receive exactly what we need. Following it with faith instead of questioning and resisting it moves us to powerful and healing action. So the healing action must extend itself into the world beyond the self. And so it must serve humanity and the greater good, for the inner is the outer and the one self is the other. Whoa. Oneness, in other words, right? The inner is the outer and the one is the other. So there is only one thing happening here. Now, I want to share a beautiful story that a friend of mine shared with me last week. She has a friend who installed a medicine cabinet in her bathroom a couple of years ago when her old one broke, and she never took the time to put contact paper inside of the cabinet, and so it quickly became stained. And every time she opened that medicine cabinet, she felt disappointed. Just didn't like looking at it. So one day she was cleaning her bathroom and she opened the medicine cabinet and there it was. She decided this needs to be improved immediately, right now. So she searched, try to say that, she searched everywhere for this contact paper that she knew she had, but no luck. So she said to herself, okay, you're going to need to get creative. At that moment, she remembered that she had some paint that she had bought to decorate some pots. And so she brought that paint out and she began to paint the medicine cabinet inside. And her inner critic told her that it could get uglier. Her inner critic said, it could get uglier, and she told herself not to listen. Just begin in the center and work your way out. And her inner critic told her that she was doing it wrong. And she told herself that there is no correct way to do art. Her inner critic told her that she wasn't an artist. And she told herself that there is an artistic genius within everyone. That you just have to listen to the right voice and see with the right eye and let your hand be guided without judging and criticizing. It doesn't matter if other people love it or hate it. Now, every time she opens that medicine cabinet door, she feels joy. She acknowledged that this art was for her. And with that thought, she went back into the medicine cabinet and signed and dated her artwork. Her masterpiece, right? Isn't that awesome? And it just so speaks to our call to surrender, right? And not listening to that voice, that inner critic, that part of us that wants to keep us small, doesn't want us to experience joy. Whatever, right? We are all about the joy. So I've heard the acronym for ego is edging God out. Have you all heard that, right? Now, this is what happens when we attempt to force our will upon anything. Surrender is always the way. It's not submitting or resigning, rather yielding to the divine and knowing and believing the highest and best possible outcome for all involved. So we are called to take the time daily to become still and know that I am God. Remember who we are. Surrender to the power and presence of God within you. It is mighty and magnificent, and it is much more powerful than the ego. You think the ego can do some cool things. Wait till you surrender to the power and presence of the divine within you. Your mind is going to be blown. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And at this point, I'm going to invite the musicians to come up and prepare for our closing song as I wrap it up, and we'll move into prayer in a moment. So, be still and know you are God. Now, saying, thinking, and affirming it is not enough. We are called to live it and live it more and more in our own unique way for ourselves and others. Ramana Maharshi said, there are no others. There's an ancient Sanskrit truth which states, Tattvam Asi, meaning I am that. And the African philosophy of Ubuntu states, I am because you are. The Mayan precept in Lakesh means you are my other me. Isn't that sweet? Ernest Holmes wrote 1, 1, 1, in all, over all, and through all. When we understand our oneness with all of life, we have the poignant revelation that, just as Ramana Maharshi said, there are no others. You aren't supposed to wrap your mind around this, because if you look around, you're another, you're another, you're another. You have to just get it, right? This is not a linear thing. We can't wrap our mind around it. We've got to just get it, because it's beyond the mind. It's beyond the intellect. It's beyond the ego. Catch it and find your footing as it rearranges you. Allow that to pierce through and dissipate judgments, complaints, dislikes of the quirks of others. It can seem like a constant practice at first, and then suddenly it becomes your new paradigm. Compassion, kindness, love, and understanding are your new auto response to all. So there are no others. I am that. I am because you are. You are my other me. 1, 1, 1. You are my reflection. Mirror, mirror on the wall, you are me after all. I mean, you chose this outfit. No. We are one. Act accordingly. Let's pray. Actually, let's take a deep breath together. Yes. Oh, yeah. And relaxing into the presence right here and now. Remembering the truth of this life. There's only one thing happening, and it is spirit. And you are my other me. I know that as we go forward from here through the rest of our day and the rest of our week, we have an experience of this. I am because you are. You are my other me. And we allow that to dissolve anything and everything that would come between us experiencing the spiritually radiant divine magnificence that we already are. I see the light in you. Namaste. We say that every morning, every Sunday morning at least. The light in me sees and honors and respects the light in you always. I am because you are. I'm so grateful for this experience. I'm so grateful for the way it transforms me and rearranges every single experience that I have this week. I'm so grateful for the love that lives within me, which I know is God's love. And I'm so grateful that I can surrender to the power and the presence of the divine within me. constantly, such that I experience love like I've never known before. And with a love like this, we can move mountains. Thank you, Spirit. I'm so grateful as I release this prayer, knowing it is so, and so it is.
So it is.
Thank you. Aw.
I believe in living, and I believe in love. I believe we're all connected, and in spirit we're all one. And I believe we can change our course and steer our vessel right. I believe in faith. It's taking place, and I believe in eternal life. I believe in love. I believe in community and in the greater good. I believe in peace, and I believe in brotherhood. But that compassion, strength, and wisdom is what we're all made of. Single binding spirit that's connecting us with love. I believe in love. And our belief is the seed, and the flower is my life. Truth of our perfection, it's unfolding, unfolding before my very eyes. And I believe in love. I believe in love. I believe in love. I believe in love.
Woo! Beautiful. Wow. Woo! All right. Will the ushers please come forward? It is now time for our conscious giving, and I would like to remind everyone that there is an envelope in your order of service that you received this morning. If you are giving cash, we ask that you put your name on the envelope so that we can record that for you and then send you a giving statement for the end of the year, which is coming soon. All right, so now I invite you to please take your gift and place it over your heart and repeat after me. Divine love through me
Divine love through me
blesses and multiplies all that I have,
blesses and multiplies all that I have,
all that I give,
all that I give,
and all that I receive.
and all that I receive.
Joyously I give,
Joyously I give,
and joyfully I receive.
and joyfully I receive.
And so it is.
So it is.
All right.
Divine love flows through me, blessing all I give. Divine love flows through me, blessing all I give.
Oh, we are so blessed. We are so blessed with everyone's presence, with the gifts that were given in person or swooshed to the internet. We are blessed with where this money will go, who it will bless, and how the world will be changed because we chose to give. We're grateful for these gifts, and together we say, and so it is.
All right, and now, is Sonia here today with children? All right, Sonia, come on in. Back there? Yay! Give her the mic. There you go. Aw. It's okay.
Oh, I lost
She wanted to give her candy.
We had a fantastic time today. We went and let our light shine. We said hello to the flamingos and the babies. They're growing so big and beautiful. And we went and cleaned all the slides and all the swings for the kids. So everybody that comes after these two are going to have a beautiful park to play at. So the elf on the shelf and Santa need to know about that one, just to let you know. So, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm your announcements angel. See my wings? Okay, so I have a bunch of things to tell you about. First of all, Sunday, December 19th is an awesome, awesome Sunday to be here for two reasons. One, we are having a dessert potluck. So that means bring cookies, candy, cakes, baked goods, whatever you want. And we're going to have them all out, and we're just going to share our goodies with one another. So that's happening on the 19th. At the same time, we're collecting sleeping bags for the Echo Homeless Organization. Yay! So I just want to say that you can order a sleeping bag, you can buy a sleeping bag, you can find a sleeping bag that you might have that's gently used, that's been cleaned and is free of rips and tears. And you can bring that on the 19th, and we will deliver those sleeping bags to the El Camino Homeless Organization. Now, if you don't feel like shopping, you don't want to do that, you can make a donation to Awakening Ways and just specify sleeping bag on there. What we'll do is collect the money that we receive, and we'll buy as many sleeping bags as we can with that. So keep December 19th on your calendar for a lot of fun. Okay, midweek spiritual check-in. I'm not kidding you. I keep telling you this every time I do announcements. It is the most lovely, healing, wonderful experience. And I really urge you to just try it out one time. It is lovely. People share each other's wisdom. There's inspiration, and there's sharing, and there's love, and there's healing. So that happens every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. It's a Zoom experience, so you don't have to leave your house or your job. And it goes from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., and you'll get an email on Tuesday with a Zoom link. So I encourage you to show up for that. As we've been saying every week, we are sure looking for some tech angels to help us out. Woohoo! And you get to play with these awesome guys in the back of the room there and learn things. And I promise you that there's nothing that you can't learn here. You don't have to think that you're a techie person at all. Just show up. These guys will show you what to do. And on another note, we are forming a fundraising committee. So we are looking for individuals with creativity and joy and love to come and play and help us figure out how to do some fundraisers this year. So By being on the fundraising committee, it doesn't mean you have to produce the fundraiser. It means we're looking for your ideas, your energy, right? So if you are interested in being part of that fundraising committee, you will want to speak with Reverend Elizabeth after this, or Rebecca, who has volunteered to be on that team. Awesome opportunity. Okay, 2 more things and I'll be done. First of all, Giving Tuesday happened last week, and people responded beautifully to our Giving Tuesday call. And so we have raised $1,225. So thank you to everyone that donated through Facebook, through writing a check, through however way they did it. PayPal, thank you so much for that. We appreciate it very, very much. And then finally, I'm looking, there she is, Patricia. So today is the Healthy Body Connecting Circle. Would you like to just quick get up and give us a quick rundown? Come here. Then you can use the mic.
Hi, Zoomers. Okay, so the Healthy Bodies group is meeting today with tips and ideas and very practical ideas for how you can get through the holiday eating. Enjoy every single bite with no guilt and not do the damage that you may have felt you have done in previous years. I have a handout for you with all kinds of tips and ideas that we'll go over, and I have a little gift for you. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to come. So it's at 12:30 at our Awakening Ways office, and I appreciate your presence, and I hope that it will be a blessing for you.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that would be your announcements.
Thank you. All right, let's circle up. Circle up. Hi. Oh, sorry. Thanks. Whoa.
There's 17 in Zoom today.
What's that?
What's what?
This. Oh. All right. Oh. Won't you know with me, you are never alone. And God is where you are right now and always. And all that we ever need do is turn within. And it is here we will find we are guided, sustained, directed, and inspired by a source that knows only good. Joyously let us make use of these gifts in all that we think, in all that we say, and in all that we do. Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my pocketbook.
Life is in my pocketbook.
Life is in my relationships. I think it.
Think it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
I believe it.
I believe it.
I express it.
I express it.
I accept it.
I accept it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
And just the way that it is not.
Just the way that it is not.
Thank you, life. Woohoo!
May I be filled with love